Well, good afternoon, everybody. I was about to say good morning, but then I caught myself and remembered that it's 3:30 in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time. Huh, Robert? And we had a wonderful day at school today. No, it was like okay, middle ground. It's not as fun being at home and going to school as it is when you're actually in school, huh? You miss like the recess and the running around and that cool playground that they have at school. hmm Not as fun as just sitting in front of a computer doing worksheets. Huh, boring. Mm. Well, Robert was so excited after his day at school today that he was going to be able to join us in our live stream.
Because I did it quicker.
Now, I'm looking over here at my feed real quick. I apologize. I wasn't able to see the chat coming up. There we go. Sorry about this technical difficulty really quickly. But I can't see comments, Robert. Well, I'm not going to mess with it right now. Maybe in a little bit we'll just check the comments, all right? But awesome. Thank you everyone for joining us today and checking out this live stream. We are doing a continuation of our live stream that we did on Friday of last week, where we were building a robot cardboard mask. And we could have done, as I said last week, we could have done a full-fledged helmet or just use the box and put it over our head. But instead, what we wanted to do is just make a 2D mask, and then we were going to add a little bit of 3 dimensions on the front. And as we were putting together our project that we didn't finish, Robert had the cool idea.
What?
Does water and electricity mix?
Mm-mm.
So maybe we shouldn't put those in water, right? All right. Robert had the cool idea of trying to make this robot eventually move, right? So we were going to do that eventually. I don't know if we're going to get it today. We might have to do a day 3 where we get into robotics. But today we were just going to finish up the painting of our mask, and we were going to add some LEDs to it with lights, right, Robert? And so we were going to add lights to it in a pretty cool way. And then once we get into the robotics stuff, we'll be able to control those lights and make them do whatever we want. Right now, all we're going to be able to do is make them turn on and off if we unplug them or make a switch. All right. So again, I don't know why, but I can't see comments today, but that's all right. We'll just roll with it as it is right now. All right, Robert. So what is the first thing that you think we should do that we haven't done yet?
I have an idea.
What's your idea? Tell me.
We could make like a background thing here.
Okay.
And then continue it there. So it's like a box set. And then I was thinking of putting like a circle there and putting a little brain in there. So it's like an alien robot.
That's a really cool idea, buddy. But isn't that everything I just said that we weren't going to do for this project? So let's finish up this project. And then I think, Robert, another day we could do more of like what you're talking about of actually making a full robot and stuff, okay? So right now we're just going to keep it with the mask, all right? So what is missing from our robot's face?
A mouth.
A mouth, right? So we need to make a mouth.
Just draw a mouth.
Okay, so let's do that on this piece of cardboard. Let's figure out how we want that mouth to look. What do you think? How should we make that mouth look?
Just like this. Wait, can you draw it on here?
Yes, we have plenty of cardboard if we wanna.
I think I kind of messed up.
Okay. How did you mess up? What do you mean? Oh, you want to make like a smiley mouth?
No. I was thinking about vampire teeth.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm thinking, well, let's first move
But I'm thinking about painting it.
Yes, I see your idea right now. So let me clean up some of this cardboard a little bit. Get some of this packaging tape off of here. Remove all of the packaging tape from the cardboard box. All right. And I'll have to pick up that trash later. I just threw it on the floor for now. But... All right. So, do you want like a smiley mouth like this, bud? Look over here. All right. Should we do like a smiley mouth? I think this shape would be pretty cool. If we did something like this. This is like a robot, so you could have like a square smiley mouth. And then we could, if you want to put teeth in there, we can make like teeth like that. What do you think? Do you think that's gonna look funny? Do you like that idea, or do you want a smiley mouth like you were saying, like round? Like that?
I think this way.
You like it that way? Are you sure that's what you want? All right.
Sure.
So, let's do some measuring here. How big or how long, wide, the word is wide that I'm looking for. Look over here. We'll get to the paint in a minute. How wide do you want this mouth to be? How wide do you want it to be?
How wide do I want the mouth? About wide as my hand.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. So let's do it like this then. I'm just trying to clean up that cardboard a little bit more. All right. So, but I am going to measure roughly about from here to here. Okay. And let's cut that out. Are you picking the colors you want for his mouth? Is that what you're doing, bud? Are you picking the colors for his mouth, buddy? All right. Now what I'm doing is I'm just cutting out the piece that I'm going to use for the mouth. The mouth isn't going to be this big. That would be a really big mouth for a robot. So I'm just roughly cutting out a smaller piece of cardboard that I can then use. Awesome, Robert. Look what I got here. Now, I think that would look pretty cool. What do you think, buddy? You know, I'm actually going to measure it so we could have a consistent size on each side. I think that'd be a better idea. So I'm going to go about 4 centimeters. I'm going to use centimeters. 4 centimeters on each side down. Okay. So what I'm doing, hey Robert, you looking over here, buddy? To see how I'm measuring this? I'm measuring 4 centimeters on each side, and then I'm going to draw a line straight across. If each side is 4 centimeters long, then when I draw that line, right, then it should be even on both sides. You're going to draw that for me? Okay, stay along the ruler. Okay. All the way, all the way, all the way. Awesome. You going to cut that out for me, or you want me to cut it out?
You cut it out.
All right. Can you cap the marker? Thank you, sir. All right. So, cut out along this line. And again, I'm going to try to be careful. I think last time I was going too slow on my cutting, but I was really careful in my shapes. Today, I wasn't so much. Maybe it's because it's the afternoon, or what? I don't know. Okay. Here we go, Robert. So look, I think that's pretty cool, like what our mouth is gonna look like to start, right? But we said we were gonna make it like a inside rectangle, like a U, like a little small U, right? Okay. So I am going to, and I'm just picking these measurements up as I go. I'm roughly looking at the shape that I want, and just like, 4 centimeters looks good, 2 centimeters looks good. So that's how I'm coming up with these numbers. It's no secret behind it that I know. I'm just kind of looking at the shape, and I'm like, that looks good. Can I see that marker, please, bud? Thank you. Pull the cap. Pull hard. All right. Now I'm looking here. I think 3 centimeters looks like a good measurement. 3 centimeters. Again, it could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 2. I'm just picking what looks good to me as I'm eyeballing this. And then I did this 4 centimeters down. So maybe I do 2. That way it's about halfway. Okay, so that's 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters. Awesome. So let's go straight down here. I hope you can see it there. It's kind of hard on camera. But what I'm doing is I'm just making the shape for my mouth right now. So if you could see there, I put 2 straight lines down because we're going to make like a U-shaped mouth, kind of like the robot is smiling a little bit. So I measured 3 centimeters in from each side, and then I measured 2 centimeters down to make this interior rectangle. So now I have this interior rectangle in there. Make sure you all can see that on camera. Hey Robert, did you want teeth on there too, or no? Just the U-shaped smiley?
Teeth.
Teeth? Alright. So I am going to have to, do you want them like pointy
I was
teeth?
thinking of painting it red, like the robot vampire bit into somebody.
That's cool. If that's what we want, if that's what you want to do, that's what we could do. Do you want to draw the teeth? Robert? You want to draw the teeth? Okay, so the teeth got to be somewhere up here that you want to draw in that rectangle, okay? And make sure they're not too small, that I can cut them out really good. Oh, those are really cool triangles that you're making there. So it's going to have really cool triangle teeth. Awesome. Are all the teeth going to be roughly the same size? Or are you going to make some teeth big and some teeth small?
In some ways. Different kinds.
Different kinds? Alright, that's cool. I like what Robert's doing here with those teeth. We'll show it to you in a second if you can't see from there. That's alright.
Awesome. But you lost one tooth in there.
Yep, he has like a gap in his teeth. Do you still have gaps in yours? Smile.
Yep, the 7 teeth I lost.
Yeah, but it looks like all your teeth are almost grown in there. So here we go. This is the mouth that we have. We're going to cut out a little bit more here. Okay. Now I have to be very careful cutting out all these small teeth here. And then we're going to have to be careful when we paint, huh? Alright, so right now all I'm doing is cutting out the teeth and the shape of my mouth. And then we could do a little painting of it. Alright. So Robert gave me the challenge of cutting this, huh, bud? By making all these pointy little teeth that we have here. That'll be cool. Hey, but I was also thinking, we could start brainstorming the next step. I was thinking about doing an antenna.
Oh yeah, like TV?
Yeah, I think we're gonna do like, do you want to do one center antenna Like that's the one place that
Two
the robot
antennas
gets all
that
the
look
signal.
like pointy like that?
Do you want two? I was thinking about one in the center, like up his head up here. You think two would be better, or you think one?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Robert wins this every time we have a debate. Not a debate. It's not. Debate's not the right word, right? When we're brainstorming together, we're gonna roll with Robert's ideas. Two. All right, these kind of teeth are gonna take me a little while to cut out here, but let's see if I could do it quicker than I'm working. How come I got this job of cutting out the teeth?
No.
You don't know. Did you pick your color out yet that you're going to use for painting?
Oh, for the teeth?
For the teeth and the mouth. Do you want to do the mouth gold, like his nose and everything?
Uh-huh.
And then the teeth, you could make...
Red, like you bit into somebody?
Well, I'm thinking that we could do some, like make his teeth, like, whiter and, like,
Wait,
metal
I have
color.
an idea. Like, put some red on the teeth, like he bit somebody, like I said, but then make some dripping down.
Yeah. So would all his teeth be red, though, if you were going to make, like, blood dripping down off his teeth?
No, just like some dots on there.
Yeah. So what color do you think his teeth should be?
The color? Black.
Black? You're going to have black teeth? Okay. Cool. Buddy, I think maybe a different color, because look at his head's kind of dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the black will show up on the gray background of his face?
Purple?
Okay, if that's what color you
I
want.
think blue.
Okay, whatever. I was just trying to think of a color that'll show up better. So I think purple or blue will show up better than black. But we could experiment and try. Alright, these teeth are almost done here. I'm halfway through with the teeth of our robot. Awesome. And I know the title on today's video probably said like a motorized car or something, I think it said. I think I messed up on the scheduling of our days. I didn't change it, so that's my fault. So I apologize. If you're tuning in and you see it says like a car and you're expecting a car and you see a robot mask, that's what it is. We're just trying to finish up our project. That took us a little bit longer, so our schedule got a little bit out of rhythm. But we'll definitely be doing that project another day. I think Kate might be doing that project for us. So we'll see. Either way, we promise we'll get to that project, but this is the one we're doing today. Just to clear up if there's any confusion on that. All right, bud. Teeth are almost done. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So our robot is actually, based on Robert's design here, our robot is now turning into like a monster robot, right? It like bit into something. Is that what you're saying, dude?
What?
You're saying the robot's gonna turn into like a monster robot or something?
Uh-huh.
Because it bit into something? Alright.
I think people like it. It's a vampire robot.
The vampire robot? I'm wondering if we should have saved that project for Halloween. Halloween's coming up in a couple months, but maybe we'll do a different project for Halloween. Wouldn't that be cool? Alright. My teeth are almost done here. And then we'll be moving on. Robert is going to go ahead and start painting the mouth for us as soon as I finish this up. And then I could start working on our antennas, cutting out our antennas. And then, be careful with the paint, buddy, that it doesn't spill everywhere, please.
Okay.
I don't want to have to clean up paint right now. Alright. Awesome. Alright, you're going to paint this for me, right, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I'm thinking that we paint the mouth part gold. What do you think? So it matches the rest of our robot? What?
The mouth?
The mouth, let's paint gold.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're over there playing, huh? A game with the paint bottles? All right. Here you go, buddy. Look at that. How does that look? So that's going to be our mouth. So I'm just going to put it up here. Hey, Robert, look. How did that look?
Good.
Okay. So here is what
Remember
our robot's going to look like
for
a little
Halloween,
bit.
we were going to have a party, so probably he could be a decoration.
Sure. We could save him for our Halloween decoration. So this is what our robot's going to look like. We're going to paint the mouth, obviously, and Robert's going to be creative there. So we're going to go ahead and get started on that painting. All right, bud. We need gold first. Let's put all that to the side. Here, bud. Let's put all these away. Except for gold. Gold and brown. I don't remember what color I used last time. Maybe it was this golden brown. This one here. Pure gold. All right, bud. Get a brush out and you can paint the mouth with. Okay. Your ears open. Can you get a brush for the paint? All right, so we have our paint there. Robert's pulling out a brush right now. I am going to put, hold on, excuse me, this cardboard down here. Is that brush too big, bud, for the mouth? What do you think? Did you hear my question?
And was the brush too big for the mouth?
Is it or no?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Wait, for the mouth? No, but...
This part around
Yeah,
here.
I think so.
Okay, it's not? All right, so you got that. You're good with that. Cool. Awesome. So Robert is going to go ahead and paint the mouth right now. And I can start working on some of our antennas that we're going to use. But I think we should do one antenna for now. What do you think?
Okay.
One antenna? So I think we're going to do one antenna in the center. And I'm going to make it like a rectangle with a circle on top. I think that'd be a cool idea. All right. So I'm going to mark out my rectangle. Again, I'm just estimating a number in my head that I think would be a cool number to put here. So I think about 5 centimeters. Would be a cool number. It's about 1.5 inches from the center. All right. 1.5 from the center. And then what's this measurement here? 22 millimeters. Right. 22. All right. Nothing's going to be that precise, but I'm going to be as precise as I can be. So I just marked both sides there so I can get a nice straight line. All right. I don't know where I put my cap, but that's okay. How's that painting coming along? Okay. Is this what you're doing for the gold? Okay. Just make sure, like, you look in here. You see the edges there where it's like all the black markers and stuff? Make sure you cover all of that. Good. And look, you could move it and hold it from the side. Oh, it looks like you need more paint in there, huh? All right.
I'm already done with it.
Well, I think there's some more cardboard there, I see. You want to see more cardboard?
Yeah, I do.
All right, cool. Keep on painting that, buddy. I appreciate your help. It speeds up the process a little bit when you have more than one person working on it, doesn't it? Makes you go faster. What do you think, Robert? Do you think that's going to be like a good antenna? And then we're going to put like a ball up here or something? Cool. All right, so we have the back piece that we're going to use for the antenna. And I need to cut out another circle because we want to add different layers to it, huh, bud? How big of an antenna ball should he have?
A whole brain.
A whole brain? I don't know how big a whole brain is. Do you want it like a big circle, bud? Or do you want it like a small one?
Big.
Okay. Cool. This is kind of really big. Let's see how this looks. I'm going to do the inside circle here. Do you think that's a good size? You sure? All right, let's go ahead and do that then. Have you seen a cap? Robert, please don't paint my tape. I need that for the next project, part of the project. You're supposed to be painting this.
I'm already done with it.
Okay, but this is my tape that I need for the electricity part. Okay? All right, let's just put that brush to the side for now, okay?
Okay.
We're going to paint, what color do you want to paint this part? Do you want this part gold too for his antenna? Yes? No?
Purple.
You want the antenna purple? Okay. Well, let's put these brushes in here. Let's move this to the side. What purple? Get the purple color out.
In there.
Leave those brushes in there, please. All right. There's your purple paint. Get another brush. That's there.
Get another brush.
Get another brush, please.
Oh, my purple there. Oh, my purple.
Now you're painting all of that purple, okay?
The whole thing purple.
Awesome. I just want to make sure I don't get this paint everywhere, so I'm just drying it off my hand a little bit. All right, now I got to cut out this circle here. This is going to be the circle for our antenna. Excuse me, I dropped my circle really quickly. Let me pick this up. Make sure you keep it on the cardboard so we don't get the table wet. Here we are again. We're cutting this circle out. Let's see if I could be as precise as I was last time. So we could have nice, clean circles here. Almost. I think I messed up just a tad bit. But hopefully you all don't notice that. Almost done.
You told them, so probably they'll notice.
I know. I gave my secret away that I messed up on. Now they're going to be looking for it. They're going to be looking, where did he mess up that circle? Where is that circle not a perfect shape? I'll put it closer so you all can see.
You gave away a secret?
All right, but what color is the antenna going to be? What color do you want the antenna part to be? Robert, I'm talking to you, buddy, and you're not answering my question.
Like where I want to put the antenna?
I said, what color do you want it to be?
The antenna?
Yes.
I thought this is the antenna.
Well, this was going to go on top of it.
Is
Is that like robot talk or something, dude? Alright, well, I guess I picked the color then, right? I don't know if I wanted gold. I like that gold. Okay, Robert, that's enough of that. Robert. I don't even know what to do about all that. Alright, so I'm putting some finishing touches on the mouth right now while Robert's finishing up the antenna. And then we're going to glue these pieces on after they dry. And then I think we are ready to start looking at our circuitry and lights that we want to add to our robot. Now, I don't know if it would have been better to put the lights on first, like do the cutouts for the lights and all of that. I think I'm just doing it as I go here and like this. If you're doing a project similar to this and you think it's better to make the cutouts for the lights, I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do that. I think that's a good strategy as well. But this is kind of just how the project is rolling along here. Because I didn't have in my head a design for this robot when I got into it. The first time we were looking at it last week on Friday, I just was going with the flow. Whatever came to my mind that day is what you have in front of us. So the circles, Robert helped me out a little bit. He's making fun of me, mimicking me over here. Is that fun, dude? I guess he's having fun over there. You're going to do that for the whole entire remaining session? Yeah? I think that's pretty cool that you're doing that. Robert's always trying to mimic me like that. But when I mimic him back, then he gets tired of it real quick. Don't touch me with the paintbrush, please.
It doesn't have any paint on it.
I still don't want it in my face. Alright. So I'm just finishing up the teeth here, painting them. Robert's waiting for that to dry for his purple antenna. Robert, what color do you want the ball to be for the antenna?
Were you painting the whole thing gold?
I was making the teeth like metal, like gold.
Ooh.
I think that looks cool. What do you think? No, you don't like that?
I do like it.
Please, hey. Please, I don't want to paint everywhere. Alexander. Thank you. Alright. Awesome. What is that for?
You just want me to see different color?
No, not right now.
Oh.
You can do that later. Okay? I need to finish this up right now. Alright. So what color should I make this, Robert? You didn't answer me yet. The antenna.
The antenna's color will be
I'm going to pick my color.
blue.
You want it blue?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to make it gray. Which one do you want?
Green.
Green. Okay.
Green.
I got the screen.
The huge green. Doing it.
Okay. Switching over here to the green. Robert wants a green antenna on my robot. Switching out brushes again here. I could use these other brushes, but let's see here. I don't have to dirty another brush. Can you? All right. Paint this circle green. I don't know if I like the way this green is coming out. Looks like it has a lot of water in it. And not just from my brush right now. Maybe the paint had a good amount of water left in it. Let's see. Maybe I just need to put more paint on there. I'll have to probably do another layer of that, but we'll see. Okay, so I have my first layer on there. It does look like really watery, like the paint is really thin. So once this dries a bit, I'm going to have to put another layer of the green paint on. Oops. Let's move that to the side. While that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and glue the mouth on. Hey, Robert, do you want the mouth to be straight, or do you want me to make it like a little bit crooked? What do you think? Like we can make it like crooked like that, like he's like looking like, You like it like that? All right.
Crooked.
So we're going to put the mouth on a little bit crooked. And we're just doing that for the artistic way of the robot making a different face than everything being symmetrical. Not that there's anything wrong with symmetry, but sometimes having it asymmetrical adds a different appeal to it. I'm kind of a little sad right now. It looks like part of the mouth wasn't dry yet. And when I was putting the glue on there, I messed up the face. So later we'll have to go back and fix that face a little bit there and clean it up, just because I'm not waiting so much for the paint to dry today. So we have our little robot face now. I think that looks pretty cool. We're going to add the antenna here in the background, and I got to let this dry some too. Okay. I'm going to make that a little bit symmetrical as well, asymmetrical. It's going to be off-centered a little bit, and I think that's going to add some character. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling right now, so that's what we're going with. So again, I do want it to be a little off, slanted a bit. Add some character to it. Alright, coming together a little bit more, a little bit at a time here, which is awesome. Hey Robert, how's it look? What do you think?
Good.
Good. I like it a lot too. Awesome. You think that looks good with the green?
Mm-hmm.
You like the green like that? All right. So I know that the paint on this isn't dry because I just painted that. Let that dry a little bit. Gonna need another layer of paint, I know. All right. I think we're at a point where we could start looking at the lights a little bit and thinking about where we want to put those lights. I know I want to put some, hey, look over here, dude. I know I want to put,
on it.
yeah, let's put some lights on it. I have two different type of lights that we could put on. I have LEDs, or I have like the Christmas lights from the other project we did earlier.
LED.
You want to do some LEDs? That's cool. We could
Wait,
do
how
that.
about both?
Both? You want to mix them? We could do that too. Where do you think we should put some lights? But look at a robot. Where do you think we should put some lights?
The light? On his eye?
Okay, cool. Do you want one light?
Or probably we could make a light beard.
Oh, we could do something like that too.
I'm thinking about light beard right now.
I like the idea of the eyes first. Can we start there? And then
Eyes?
see how that looks, and then we'll come back with the beard and see how that comes out.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Do you want one light bulb in the center?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm asking you 100 different questions. I know, Robert. I have different lights, I think. Like I have these right here. Do you want him to have two different color eyes like Cole? Or do you want him to have the same color eyes?
Two different eyes.
All right. And do you want him to have big eyes or do you want him to have little eyes? I know I'm asking you a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm.
How about a red and a green eye? Like this size? What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
A red and green eye. Cool. So our robot, Robert says, is going to have a red and a green eye. And to do this, we're using some LEDs here. Look over here, bud. We're using some LEDs.
Wait, what were the other question ones again?
Which one? These big ones. I think we could use one of these big ones, or do you want to use these big ones for the eyes?
Big ones.
For the eyes?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to use these two LEDs for the eyes. I think this is a blue, and this might be a red. I'm not sure what color. When you have the clear LEDs like this, it makes it hard.
It's a mystery?
It's a mystery until you hook it up. Now, Robert has a battery there, and I know what he wants to do right now.
What?
He wants to hook up the LED to the light here, right?
Correct.
But you can't do that right away because if you hook it up to the battery, if you hook up LEDs to a battery without a resistor in the circuit, you're going to fry out the LED. You're going to give the LED too much electricity.
And then it will burn out.
And then it'll burn out and then it'll be broken.
Like a light bulb?
Broken. So what you need to do is you need to put a resistor in front of it. So I have a couple resistors here. Now the best way to do this is obviously to solder the wires together. But we have to be careful because there's two different size wires here, okay? So you have to have
one big one and one little one.
Yes, you see how one's little and one's long, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are directional. You cannot just hook it up to the battery straight away. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tie the resistor to the LED. And I just realized I didn't finish my other thought. I think I was talking about soldering, right? Was that what I was talking about?
What?
I was talking about soldering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I got all mixed up here. But soldering is probably the best way to connect it to it. But I'm just going to wrap the wires around like this to hold them together. And then you could probably put tape around it, like the electrical tape that Robert painted gold for us. You can put that around it and just hold it together for a project like this. But again, soldering is the best way. So I tied the resistor to the long leg, right? Now the long leg is always going to face the positive end of the battery. So I have a battery here, has a positive side and a negative side. And I just want to test before I wire this in to make sure that this LED actually lights up. And if you all can see there, Robert, look at that LED is going to be a blue color. So we're going to have one LED. Don't mess that up. You can look at it though, but don't break it apart, okay?
Wait, so then if it touches the wire, it turns on?
Well, nope, because you need a power battery in there, okay? So you could touch the battery here, and you could actually do that right now. Go ahead.
Wait, so then...
Put one side to the battery and the other side to the other end of the battery. Okay? You might have to bend it down a little bit. And Robert did it, and he noticed that the light didn't turn on, right? Now, remember I told you that the LEDs have one long leg and one, Robert figured it out, have one long leg and one little leg. The long leg that I put the resistor has to always go to the positive side.
Which is a little circle there.
Which is the circle side. Excellent, Robert. So Robert discovered that they're polar. They actually have a specific direction that they have to go. So while Robert is messing and playing and having fun with that, I am going to go ahead and put my other resistor on here. Again, I'm just wrapping it around the leg. Solder is the best way to do this, but this is sufficient. And we're going to test out this one now. All right, can I test this one out? Move that to the side. Here, bud, let's test this one. Look here. What color do you think this one's going to be?
Green.
White. So we're going to have a...
That's why it was clear.
Yeah, well, not all the clear ones are white, but this clear one happens to be a white LED there. So that's cool. And I like these big LEDs. They have smaller ones, but these are cool. They're called gumdrop LEDs.
Oh, can we get some gumdrops so then you can eat them? They're edible?
They are not edible. But how did I know Robert was going to say that?
I love eating gumdrops.
You love eating gumdrops? Okay. So I have to now make holes in here. Now there's a bunch of different ways you could do that. You could probably just poke it with scissors. But I just want to be a little bit cleaner with that because we worked so hard on gluing everything together. So I'm just going to use a drill bit. I know it's overkill for cardboard to be using a drill, but I'm just going to use the drill to drill a hole through there. Got one hole. Two holes. Perfect. Now, what I'm going to do with those two holes there is I'm going to feed my LED, the wires of the LED, through the hole. Feed them through, feed them through, feed them through. Kind of hard to feed them through there. Maybe I need the hole to be a little bit cleaner in there. Maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger. Now you also have to be careful, and maybe I should do this before I feed it through. You want to make sure that these two legs of the LED do not touch each other, right?
Why?
Because if they touch each other, it won't work. It'll create something called a short circuit.
So then it will burn out?
It might burn out. It might, but it's going to create something called a short circuit where the electricity is going to bypass. It's going to go away from the circuit and around the LED. Find a path of least resistance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of electrical tape around one of the LED legs. It's good to do that anyways because remember we said that we have the resistor in there that we tied together. So putting that tape around there will do two things. And one, will make sure that you don't short out the LED. And two, it'll make sure that your resistor and your LED stay stuck together without using any solder. Right, bud? Look here. Look. So now we're going to go ahead and feed this through. All right. So we have one eye of our robot put in there. How does that look, dude?
Good.
That looks really cool, huh? All right. And so now I'm just going to fold the legs back away from each other like those little paper things. I don't know what they're called. Where you push them through and like the brass tabs, kind of.
What?
Cool.
Guess which is going to land on.
Which one is it going to land on?
Heads or tails?
I'm going to say heads.
Tails.
How do you know?
It landed on tails.
How did you know which side was tails or heads?
Oh, the back of it that says nothing on it, that's tails.
Oh,
but with this, that's heads with writing on it. But with coins, the face is head because it's a head. Tails is like the back thing, part of it.
Yeah. All right, bud. Like always, I am always running behind schedule. We are always doing that, but our projects are either really long or super short. And never a perfect time, but that's okay. I'm going to hurry up with this, bud, because I want to try to get these lights and stuff working before we go off today. What do you think, Robert? Hey, I need your help with this, too. Somebody needs to wire these all together for me. All right, so now we have the back two together. And Robert, a little while ago, he learned about circuits, right? We did that on air where we were practicing circuits. That's how you knew how to hook up the battery. So, Robert, we have wires here. Are you cleaning your new Simpson shoes? You'll be okay. Come here. Look at this real quick.
Yeah, kind of dirty.
Robert got the coolest Vans. He got Bart Simpson's slip-on Vans. He's in love with them. So thank you to Vans
also got
for making
other
those.
Simpson shoes,
Yeah,
too.
you did. You got 2 pairs. Daddy spoiled you with that, huh? All right, bud. Let's finish this really quickly. Let's get these 2 lights hooked up. Do you remember how to do this? Hey, do you remember how to do this? So remember we said that the resistors here need to go to positive, right?
Okay.
So how can you make these 2 resistors go to positive? So how do you connect them? They're going to have to connect together, right? You need a wire to do that, yes? Okay, cool. So
And you need to just tie it.
Yes. And are you going to do a series or parallel circuit? Do you remember which one you want to do? Or should I give you a clue? Do you want a hint? Are we doing series or parallel?
Parallel?
Good. Was that a guess?
Mm-hmm.
It was a guess, huh? Well, you guessed right. Because we are going to do parallel. And you remember the benefit of putting the LEDs in parallel as opposed to series? Do you remember why it's better to put them in parallel? He's ignoring me. Do you remember why it's better to put them in parallel?
I don't know. Oh, to make the lights go on?
Well, they'll go on in series and they will go on in parallel. But the reason you want to put the LEDs in parallel is because it'll give them both the same amount of watts. Or, I'm sorry, volts. Sorry, I said watts. I was thinking watts. But it'll give them the same amount of voltage, which will allow them to have the same energy. Okay? And then wattage is obviously going to be an effect of that, because power is related to the voltage. Power is actually the amount of current times the voltage. All right, buddy. I think I split the wire enough here to squeeze it in between the insulation. So what I was doing was I was breaking the insulation on the wire here to feed this other wire through it, and that will allow me to connect the wire in here and wire them in series. I'm sorry, parallel. That's what happens when you're trying to rush here, is you start mixing up things. So when you're working like this, you should never, ever be in a rush. This has got to be the toughest wire to cut open here. And I don't know why. This insulation has like a rubber on it, and then it has plastic around it as well. So it's a really thick insulation there. But I think I got it. Alright, now I'm just tying that wire around there. I am going to hook, or tie around this wire as well to hook it up. And then this other loose end that I have here will go to the positive end of the battery. And now I got to do the same thing for these wires here. And then it will be in parallel. You see what I'm doing here, dude?
What?
What? Are you looking here? You're playing with those paint bottles today, which is cool. I don't know what you're doing with them, but it looks like you're having fun over there. Is that more fun than what I'm doing over here? Depends sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you could tell me that I'm doing something boring.
Yeah, boring. I just like the painting.
You just like what?
Painting this stuff.
Oh, you just like playing that. You could do both. If we had more time here, I would let Robert wire these up for us and do the discovery here. But you'll have plenty of opportunities to practice wiring. He is having so much fun over there with those paint bottles though. And I am not having fun over here with this crazy thick insulation.
Then why'd you pick that kind?
I just grabbed some wire that I had laying around. I didn't know this insulation was super tough like this. I've never seen insulation this tough to get off. It's not even a very small or thick wire. There we go. Maybe I just needed better leverage on that, right? Maybe. One more side of the wire to clean up. What I'm doing is I'm just taking insulation off of both ends here. Oh, trying to take insulation off of both ends here. Awesome. So I have both ends clear. One end's going to go to my battery. One end's going to go here to the negative side of this LED. Okay. I cut also an opening in the wire again in the middle to go to the negative side of the LED over here. And so you could actually notice the way I'm wiring it up here, it actually creates a parallel circuit. And not only is it a parallel circuit, but it's really easy to see that these two lines are in parallel, running alongside of each other. So now when I put these two sides to the battery, make sure I put it the correct direction. Our LEDs in the front should light up. Hey Robert, can you give me a hand real quick? Because I need to tape these down, but I just want to show this off real quick. Can you help hold the robot up? Whoa. So you can see our robot now has two different color eyes that light up our robot mask. How cool is that?
Dun, 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 dun.
So I think that's really cool. I am going to add on here. I know we're over time too. Time goes so fast. Our little antenna up here is still drying. It's not dry yet. We're going to glue that up there. I think we could add another LED in here as well. And then what I want to do after we do that is we're going to then do some robotic stuff. We're going to mess with a board called an Arduino. And
Arduino.
we'll see next week. You've seen it already, but we'll mess with it next week. And we're going to do a couple things. We're going to hook up the Arduino to these LEDs, and we could use that to make the robot, the LEDs move and do different kind of blinking and shape like that, fading. We'll mess with them a little bit.
On the bear that you have on the computer, that kind?
Yep. Like the other robots that I showed you, huh? And then I actually have a special surprise. We'll try to do something else to this. I don't want to tell you what it is. You'll have to tune into next week. And it'll be a lot of fun, I think. I think Robert will really like that part. But that's all we have for you today. You did see that we had our lights hooked up finally and made some progress here on our robot. We're going to do one more episode of Robot Mask. Okay? One more episode of Robot Mask where we're going to do some pretty cool stuff with the LEDs and add some robotics to this. So thank you for tuning in with us again. We're going to be streaming. What?
You can keep on talking. I'm going to say something after.
Okay, better be something good though. Better not be something bad. All right. Sorry about that. We are going to be we're going to be live streaming Tuesdays and Thursdays from now on at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Okay, so today was the first episode of our afternoon on the Pacific Coast live stream. All right, so we're going to do one more of this next Tuesday or next episode. I think next Tuesday we'll be on doing the same thing again. We'll be tuning in Thursday again with Kate, and she'll have another awesome project for us to do. Again, thank you for joining us today. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you all soon.
Robot Mask!
Robot Mask! Is that what you were going to say? Is that that cool thing?
Robot Mask!
Do you like this Robot Mask?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cool. I'm glad you like it. Well, again, we'll see you soon. Take care, everyone.
Robot Mask!
Oh, no. I can't even turn off. All right.
Robot
Now.